Hello, welcome back. Still to come, Willie's hung up his paintbrush for good, hasn't he? The XFactor winner, Matt, is going to be here. But first, what a finale.
I see a dying little more inside. Don't wanna hurt him anymore. There's somebody calling me on. And I feel that tonight's gonna be a good night.
The winner of the XFactor 2010 is Matt.
I'm going to be talking to him later. Right now, I'm joined by XFactor vocal coach Yvie, Burnett, and showbiz editor and XFactor super fan Dan Wood, and I think that's fair to say.
Definitely.
So I'm delighted because I thought he would, and we've talked about this before, he was always my favourite. My daughter voted for him 37 times last night.
Why 37?
I don't know. I think that was all she could get in.
Yeah, yeah.
then the line's closed, you know. But I'm so pleased for him. It's good.
I know, you were, I mean, all the way through.
Yeah,
I think it seemed to be that a lot of, you know, they've showed us what the votes were now, and people like you had liked him all the way through and stayed true to him, because people sort of changed their votes, but not
Class
with him.
act. And he was struggling last night, I know, with vocal problems, wasn't he?
He has been for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
He had this kind of real flu, and because he had to sing on it, it never really,
of course,
you know, went.
And I think that's the thing. He had the support right from the start. I was absolutely fascinated when they revealed. Well, they revealed who came first and second throughout all of the weeks of the competition. Other than the first week, when Mary Byrne was at the top, Matt won every week. So I genuinely don't think the performances at the weekend actually made a blind bit of difference to the result, because I think people had decided that Matt was their winner. So it didn't matter that his voice wasn't as strong as it previously had been. Those votes were fascinating, though. In second place in week 7, Katie Waisel.
No.
Yes.
Gosh, who would have thought?
That was
Exactly.
when she did. It was the Beatles.
Oh, she'll be really
help,
pleased with
I think.
that. She'll be
You know,
thrilled
it
with
is
that,
lovely,
I'm
isn't
sure.
it, to know that. But obviously it's fans like you that just were fans all the way through with him.
Exactly. Matt, a very consistent winner, very likeable. And look, the fact of the matter is, for One Direction in particular, it does not matter that they didn't win.
I think they do. Well, JLS didn't win, and look how well they've done. They've done incredibly well.
It's just that high profile of the show now that, you know, you've shown what you can do if you've come to that standard.
And Rebecca as well. Rebecca's a fantastic singer, beautiful girl, lovely, lovely girl. I thought it was really sweet when they were doing the duets, and, you know, and she was so kind of like in awe of Christina, wasn't she? She really was kind of, she was so starstruck, but actually that was really endearing.
It's just her. She is absolutely, and, you know, Cheryl kept saying it, she is as she seems. She actually is that nice, and you almost can't believe that somebody can just consistently be that nice, and she is. So when she was singing with Christina Aguilera, she just couldn't believe it. She literally thought, I'm really standing here.
But and it was
lovely.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, when we look back at the past, men who win, boys who win, don't necessarily always do that well, and I was quite surprised not to see Joe there last night. What was all that about?
Well, I don't know if
winner,
there's some sort of revision of history going on here by XFactor bosses, because unfortunately for Joe, and I am a fan of Joe, but it just hasn't worked. Even just a year after winning the show, his second single was out last week, and on Sunday night, the same night that Matt won, it came in at number 68 in the charts. So what this is a sign of is that, as Yvie says, the show is an incredible platform.
Absolutely.
But then you've got to become an artist. You've got to keep these fans with you, and just winning the show alone is not a guarantee of success, because what we've actually seen is Ollie Murs, who was the runner-up, has actually done better than Joe, who won the show. So it's a great platform, but anyone who thinks that these guys have a lock on a big career are not right. They've got to do a lot of work, and they've got to get a sound together and get a fan base to go with them.
Hopefully they'll come round for him. You know, maybe they'll sort of say, well, we need to go on a different track. And because he's a talented singer, Joe.
I could see him in musical theatre. Maybe that's not what he wants to do, but I could see Joe doing things like Joseph and doing all of these things. We were just talking to Darren Day there, but, you know, all of that kind of thing. He would be very well. The new single, it's been one of my favourite bands, Biffy Clyro. I love Biffy Clyro. Absolutely fantastic. And again, I think people sort of heard it first and thought, not sure, but when you hear it again and again and again, it's one of those, it's a real grower, isn't it?
And they've learned such lessons from last year because, again, last year they didn't help Joe by giving him that Miley Cyrus song, The Climb, which they gave all of the finalists, and it didn't make #1. What they did this year is think, let's give the finalists songs which suit their voice and which would be a single for them that worked for them. Because obviously Rebecca did that amazing Duffy
song. Is Mr Simon Cowell toddling off? Is that his last X Factor? Do we know?
We don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I'm just the same as you. We don't know. But obviously, you know, it would be very strange to X Factor if he wasn't.
He'll be back.
I think
he'll be back. I think there's no way Simon is walking away from this show. Obviously, he's got to work out how the schedules work, filming American X Factor, which is going to be his priority. But look, he signed a new deal with ITV. We know how passionate he is about the show. He's a workaholic. He will be back.
And we do Tuesdays and Wednesdays in America and Saturdays and Sundays in Britain when the shows. So, you know, you could do both.
Fine.
And when you've got a private jet, Lorraine.
Exactly.
Probably bigger than most of our houses, so you know.
I know. And, you know, we'll be talking to Matt very, very soon. And as well as Matt winning, Danny won as well. I thought Danny did really...
And I somehow think she may have guaranteed herself a contract next year as well.
I think so. Guys, thank you.
It's
been great fun. Thank you very, very much.
Great series.
Yeah, it's been really good. And still to come, between now and 9:25, we'll be finding out all about this year's X Factor winner. Matt is right here. Isn't he adorable? And Dean Edwards is going to be showing us how to prepare the perfect Christmas family